you in place?
Yup. Got a good view of the estate where this meeting is supposed to take place. What now?
Al-Bara's our target. He's supposed to be here tonight.
Well, I'm glad I brought this rifle. But what's the deal with the scope?
It can transmit images to me in real time. Aim at someone, and I'll run their picture through the database. See if we get a match. The longer you focus on a target, the quicker I can make an ID. The ID is all I need.
And if the target's a scumbag, I take him out?
That's your call. If you decide to shoot, just make sure you don't do it if the target's inside of a camera or another person. We don't know who Al-Bara's meeting, so taking anyone else out may have repercussions, depending on who their friends are. A nobody. Owns a sports car dealership in Naples. Does a lot of international business, but no criminal record. Not our guy. Roman artist. Made a name for himself last year with a controversial exhibit in Paris. Some local juvenile offenses, but otherwise he's clean. Not our target.
Looks like the guards are clear. Moving up to the next position. In position.
All right, let's begin. Well, she's a little underdressed.
Definitely a cold night from the looks of it.
All right, Mike. We have a TV back at the safe house. A Spanish celebrity talk show host. He's a known meth user, but nothing related to financing terrorists or arms smuggling. Security guard. He's clean. Private security. Ex-special forces. Not our man. But definitely a professional. He planned and led the assault that took back the hijacked British jet last year.
I remember reading about that. Should I get an autograph for you?
No. I work for the infamous Mike Thorton. Compared to you, he's small time. Dutch flower baron. He's suspected of dipping into the drug trade. But that's all I've got. Nothing really incriminating.
I'm in position overlooking the chateau. A lot of guests tonight.
I see. Mike, be very...
Careful, I know. I don't want a mob after me before we have a target.
Immigrated to France from the West Bank about 10 years ago and serves on the board of directors for the Christian Islamic Confederation. He's practically a saint. Keep looking. He's a cop in Rome. Must be moonlighting as a bodyguard for one of these guys. An American novelist. He's got a bestseller right now on corporate involvement in the Middle East.
Is it any good?
I'm waiting for the movie. Anyway, nothing on him. He's a curator for one of the museums in town. His latest exhibit on the Crusades has drawn some fire, but otherwise he's clean. that's Al-Bară. That's him.
Take him out?
Hold on. A lot of State Department and Interpol records. State Department says he's dirty. Interpol says his finances are legitimate, though. And
Mina, do I take him out?
none of these State Department records are sourced. I can't tell where they came from, or when. Best I can tell, their intel was added to his sheet a few months before you left for Saudi Arabia.
He's a member of Al-Samad, right?
I don't know. I'd say yes. But I might be wrong. You can take him out, or we can abort. It's up to you.
I'm aborting the mission.
All right, Mike.
What's that beeping noise? No sign of Al-Barę yet.
Maybe he stood you up.
I don't know. Something feels wrong.
Well, stay alert. I'm starting to trust your instincts.
Sorry, that's...
Switch off your transmitter. If you reach for your gun, one of my men will put a bullet in your skull.
Transmitter's off. I don't plan on reaching for my gun unless you make it necessary.
Once I have the information I need, I plan to leave. You will not be harmed. Perhaps you thought you could enter Rome under the radar. You almost did. But you broadcast your location. Eventually.
I had to. You were my last lead. I'm here to find out what Halbech is doing in Rome and their ties to Al-Samad.
And what led you to believe that Halbech has any interests in Rome or Al-Samad?
Are you denying that either one is true?
I do not believe you would have come here without evidence.
And what makes you think that?
You aren't here in an official capacity. You are operating under Alpha Protocol.
Interesting. Considering the program's secret, I would have expected you to say traitor, unless you have insider knowledge.
If you think you're the first to be abandoned by your government, you would be wrong. You are Michael Thorton, straight out of Langley. Perhaps they felt the untouchables approach would benefit them.
I'm an operative now. After Saudi, I had to change my 5-year plan. I'm guessing you're here to confirm the file you have on me. Anything else you need to check?
Reports place you as someone loyal to your country and who believes in carrying their missions through.
Is that so odd?
In today's day and age, yes. But not to me.
So you know a great deal about me, and I know who you are. You're Leyland's right-hand man, his lackey, toady, henchman. And you wear those gloves to keep the blood off your hands. I've read your dossier. You've lived a full life. Kuwait, South Africa, that oil refinery explosion in Moscow. It's like a concert tour with you.
Yes. You, on the other hand, have managed to enter Rome quietly. I didn't know you were here until an hour ago. You're skilled at keeping a low profile. No murders, no public announcement. Very impressive.
What happened to Al-Bara?
Dead, of course. Once you'd ID'd him, well, his use to me was at an end. In less than a day's time, you have already managed to cause me considerable inconvenience. Now, tell me what you're doing here.
I was tracking down a lead, and it looks like I've found it.
I see. So you thought all you had to do was wait and we would speak. Interesting.
What I don't understand, though, is why we're talking at all. Unless keeping me alive is important for some reason.
I have orders, and I am a cautious person.
So this is a social call, warning me away? That's polite of you.
I believe you have nowhere to go for help. In that situation, it is a rare man who goes to his enemy's door. So, yes, this is a social call. A warning. You have proven yourself capable, but pursuing this course of action will not serve you any longer. Go underground, hide, but stay out of our way.
Or else what?
Or people you care about will start to die. We know you've been in contact with one of your fellow agents. That contact will die if you persist, and then we will kill you.
Those are your terms. Allow you to carry out your mission, and I stay out of the way.
Yes.
You realize I would be betraying my country.
Yes, and that does not change my terms. I understand your feelings, and I encourage you to set them aside.
So we're done here. I leave Rome, leave you to your plan, and that's it.
Yes. What you do next is up to you, but there are only 2 immediate choices. Leave, you live. Stay, you die.
You don't seem like the corporate stooge type. In fact, you seem like someone who doesn't take orders at all, especially from someone like Leyland.
Are you questioning my loyalty?
I am, but not in the way you think. I've read your dossier. From where I'm standing, it doesn't seem like Halbeck's any better than the governments that you've served with. In fact, they're like a government unto themselves, and if you think for a second that they give a rat's ass about their employees, then you're twice the fool. Do you seriously think they wouldn't leave you out to dry if they had to?
Your attention to detail and history borders on obsessive. You may live through this after all. Leave Rome. If we see each other again, it will be the last time.
I confess, you slipped into Rome almost without us noticing. You were even more difficult to track after that.
Between Halbeck and local authorities, the locals were the tough ones.
No matter. Mr. Marburg found you. That must have been a surprise, meeting up for lunch like that.
When we talked, he had a lot to say about Halbeck and some suggestions about my involvement with your corporation.
Really? I can rarely get 3 words from the man.
Well, feel free to have him threaten you whenever you get tired of listening to yourself.
I'd be curious to hear more, and your first impression of Mr. Marburg. What did you discuss?
We discussed business. Turns out both of us have experience with abuse of authority.
He described you as a man of your word. Patriotic, I believe, also came into the conversation. But Mr. Marburg was not always the best judge of character. Nor does he instill much loyalty in employees. Speaking of which, this woman entered the picture not long after your meeting with Marburg. She was in our office in Rome. Madison, I believe.
Yes.
I always wondered, did you ever regret getting her into this?
It wasn't my choice.
Oh, Mike. In the end, it was.
Mike, we may have a problem. The VCI employee I mentioned before, Madison, I think she's going to act.
What do you mean, now?
She's calling the operator and asking for you by name.
She can't be working for Marburg, unless this is a trap. Who is she calling?
The city directory. And maybe the police next. If she does...
Can you intercept the call? Redirect it?
What? Why?
I want to know why she's looking for me.
Okay, let me patch her through. Operator?
Miss St. James?
Hello? Yes, is this the operator?
Operative, actually.
I'm sorry?
Never mind. Miss St. James, you were trying to reach a Michael Thorton. You're talking to him.
Oh, thank God. Mr. Thornton, please, you have to listen to me.
Already am, but go ahead.
I have reason to believe your life is in danger. I know it sounds crazy, but...
You don't say.
I don't want to discuss the details over the phone. This line may be tapped. She's a sharp one. But it's important I speak to you immediately. Is there someplace we can meet?
Of course. I'll send you the address of a local restaurant.
All right. I still have to hail a cab.
I'll have one sent to your cross streets.
Oh, okay.
I'll see you soon, Miss St. James.
Thank you for meeting me, Mr. Thornton.
Mike, or Michael is fine. So what's this about someone trying to kill me?
I work for the Veteran Combat Initiative, VCI. They're a global military contractor. My boss, Mr. Marburg, I think he's involved in something illegal. So I checked it out, and your name came up several times in our database.
What makes you think he intends to kill me?
Termination contracts. Even one for a man named Al-Bara, a professor here in Italy. It was cross-linked to several contracts
Do
within
you have
the
the
VCI.
contracts? That'd be valuable evidence.
Not on me, no.
I see.
Mr. Thornton, I'm not sure what to do next. Go to the authorities? Is there someone I should notify, or...?
Madison, you did the right thing warning me, and I appreciate it. I probably shouldn't have accepted your call. I think that may make things worse for you.
For me? I think I was a little more worried about you.
And I appreciate it. I'll do whatever I can to protect you.
You need to look out for yourself first. Mike, Marburg is going to try and kill you. What are you going to do?
Miss St. James, you've only been employed by the VCI for a short time, and as Marburg's assistant. That's an important position, especially for a man of his influence.
Yes. I was abroad studying art history, but when it comes to paying the bills, I thought I would apply for an administrative assistant position. The language skills helped. VCI does a lot of work with foreign governments.
My point is, what you discovered is sensitive information. This could prove dangerous for you.
I know.
I need those files. Are they in the VCI branch office?
I don't know what you're looking for, But the VCI office in Rome isn't Marburg's personal office. He does most of his work off-site, or when he travels.
But he's here now, so where would he store the information while in Rome?
He has a villa. I've been there several times. If the files exist, I'm guessing they'd be there.
Along with Marburg.
Yes.
Give me the address. Can you get me in?
What?
Passcodes, details on the security system, anything would be helpful.
I can give you the address, but that other information...
Miss St. James, you've already gotten into more trouble than you know by speaking to me, and that's my fault. However, you know Marburg, and you know what you found makes you a liability.
Yes.
I can protect you. I have a location in Rome that Marburg doesn't know about, and you can stay there. But in return, I need whatever information you can provide to take him down.
But...
Let me do my job. If I can expose him, you're safe. And if he gets by me, trust me, no one else can protect you.
All right, Mr. Thornton. I can get you the address to the villa, and the names of the files you need to search for.
Then that's all I need. Come with me.